It's meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen with the 9 News Weather Impact Team with a look at your forecast, and we've got a stormy day ahead as we have a tornado watch that is in southeast Colorado, and we have a severe thunderstorm watch which covers almost all the eastern half of Colorado. So we'll have a stormy night, and basically we're looking at some isolated to maybe even scattered severe thunderstorms. So the thunderstorms down in southern Colorado could be scattered, which means covering about 50 to 60% of the area. And in the Denver area, we're looking at isolated cells. So we maybe get 1 or 2 across our area and then a few across the northeast plains, but the probability is certainly going up. You see the city of Denver right now. Not too much action to speak of in our area with just those cumulus clouds starting to form right now. Fortunately, I feel like it's been good that we haven't had a long period of direct sunlight to get the heating of the earth, just the surface layer of the planet. So the thermals are going to be a little bit more limited, which is usually the one little ingredient that gets those storms to rise up and really have an opportunity to become severe in the Denver area. We'll certainly have our opportunities because all the other ingredients are there. We have an incredible amount of moisture when we're talking about the dew points in our area. Unusually wet, moist atmosphere at this moment, but fortunately the instability is just slightly limited just because of the daytime heating. If you look at the live radar right now here about 2:04 in the afternoon, we've got scattered showers across all of Colorado right now. You see these shaded areas. The yellow area in the southeast corner, that is a severe that is a tornado watch, and we do have some activity down in that area at this moment. And then the blue shaded areas are the severe thunderstorm watch, which goes all the way through tonight. And almost all of eastern Colorado is included in that. So we'll be looking for those isolated cells. Let's take a look at a few of these out here right now. You can see these a very dangerous thunderstorm moving out of Colorado into Kansas at this moment, showing signs of rotation. That will probably become a tornado warning here very shortly. Once you go over to the El Paso County area in South Colorado Springs, they had a very potent severe thunderstorm putting down a lot of rain in the South Colorado Springs area, south of Widefield, Colorado Springs, Fort Carson, Fountain area. And there is a flash flood warning in place right now because of all the water that it put down. That's going to be another threat as we go into tonight. A lot of water potential, excessive rainfall risk. So we can be looking at flash flood warnings not only just on elevated slopes, but also in metro areas where the pavement is present, where the rainwater really collects and runs off quickly. If a storm drain does not work properly, that's definitely going to lead to some flooding. Here in the Denver metro area, where half of the metro area is covered by that severe thunderstorm watch, we can see some thunderstorms coming off the foothills right now. Nothing too potent at the moment, but like we said, we do have that potential, especially in the east metro, to see those severe storms. And we do have another one, a severe thunderstorm in Morgan County right now. This will be the storm to watch in our area, and this will likely be a long track supercell. You can kind of see right when it crossed Highway 14 just west of New Raymer, it started to pick up rotation and took a big right turn, headed almost south, and that's going to give it the directional component there. Gets a lot of wind shear with those westerly winds coming over the mountains, and so you almost get automatic spin to these thunderstorms. So that one will likely be the one that we'll be watching in our area for about the next 4 or 5 hours as it tracks across the eastern plains, generally moving south-southeast, but at times when it picks up heavy rotation, it may move north to south. So that is another storm that we'll be watching very closely over the next few hours. Like I said, here in the metro area, not seeing too much activity just yet. Looking at Horsetooth Mountain, over the city of Fort Collins. You can see those storms starting to build there. You can see two updraft bases right there. One on the right side of the screen, you see those two little dark lowerings. Those are updrafts where storms are starting to build. Let's take a quick look at Futurecast. Statewide here, you can see all the activity across the area. Heavy rain showers possible in the mountains. Even some of those old burn scars could pick up some flash flood warnings as we go into tonight. And this is the 7 o'clock hour, so we still have thunderstorms in our area. Futurecast, not too aggressive with severe weather, but on the Front Range here, we're looking at hail up to about 1 inch, so small hail about the size of dimes, pennies, and nickels. So those flower beds and the gardens are in danger over the next few hours. And there is also a potential for some damaging large hail, 1 inch and greater, that could cause roof damage and vehicle damage. So it's an isolated shot at that. The technical probability of getting hit by large hail in the Front Range is 2% at this moment, which is extremely high. Rarely get 2% probability of getting large hail on the metro area. And if you look at that storm out there in Burlington at 7 o'clock, that is that storm, that cell that's coming out of Morgan County right now. So it may take a good 5 hours to track all the way across the state and get to the state line, and it may be severe or tornadic the whole time it's out there. As far as that southeast corner, it really does look like a lot of action on the Kansas side, but be on the lookout for rotating thunderstorms in southeast Colorado as well. So once we go through the night hours, it really doesn't completely dry up, but on the Front Range we'll get a little bit of a break. Let me back it up here. Overnight hours, we'll start to see a wave of storms move across the western slope in the mountains very early in the morning. Could be talking about heavy rain and some kind of mixed precipitation in there at some of the higher elevations as we go through the morning hours. And then once again, we're looking at storms in the Denver metro area very early on tomorrow. Could start as early as 11 o'clock, and there will be a severe weather potential for tomorrow as well, and almost as great as today. And really, if you look at the southeast plains where you see that level 2 risk in the yellow shaded areas, the tornado parameters are even greater for tomorrow, meaning the wind shear and the low level helicity is very strong. So we could be looking at long track supercells tomorrow with tornado potential, and that level 2 risk does come closer to the Denver metro area. And we'll likely see another severe thunderstorm watch issued tomorrow and a tornado watch. So we might have the same scenario as we do today. So that's two days that we need to really pay attention to those severe thunderstorms as they come across the area today. And then once we get into the weekend, those chances start to go down. We're looking at thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday afternoon, although just a little bit less coverage, so more isolated in nature, but someone's going to get disrupted by those afternoon thunderstorms on the Front Range both Saturday and Sunday. But once we turn the corner into next week, we'll still carry enough moisture where we can have afternoon thunderstorms each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But the isolated nature of those goes down to less than 15%. So that's a dramatic reduction, however, not a complete exclusion of afternoon thunderstorms as we go through the week. So that's a heads up. Everybody be careful out there. Keep an eye on the skies and your phone apps when you get those warnings, thunderstorm warnings and severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings as we go through not only today, but also tomorrow. Be safe, be careful, and have a good time out there. Bye.